You can never kill me, chew me, sue me, everybody do me, kick me, kite me, don't jump like a bite me. All I wanna say is that they don't really care about us. All I wanna say is that they don't really care about us. Tell me what has become of my life. I have a wife and two children who love me. I am the victim of police brutality. No, I'm tired of being the victim of hate. Remember me, I'm a pride for God's sake. I let the God do fulfill this prophecy. Set me free, skin dead. Everybody gone past competition. Beat me, hate me, you can never break me. Will me, thrill me, you can never kill me. Chew me, sue me, everybody do me. Kick me, kite me, don't jump like a bite me. All I wanna say is that they don't really care about us. All I wanna say is that they don't really care about us. Tell me what has become of my life. I have a wife and two children who love me. I am the victim of police brutality. No, I'm tired of being the victim of hate. Remember me, I'm a pride for God's sake. I let the God do fulfill this prophecy. Set me free, skin dead. Everybody gone past competition. Beat me, hate me, you can never break me. Will me, thrill me, you can never kill me. Chew me, sue me, everybody do me. Kick me, kite me, don't jump like a bite me. All I wanna say is that they don't really care about us.
All right, everybody, welcome once again to the Ratfink Racing League on Tuesday night. My name is William Tiller. I am joined up here in the booth by Jacob Williams.
Drivers, start your engine!
Hi, boss man, fellas, so have a good day today. Like I said, load all the fans, and thank you guys for coming out here. We got a great crowd today. Everybody listening at home. Stay home out there. Everybody enjoy the race. Get it all done all day long. Get ready to go. How you feeling about today, guys? Stay focused, be smart. You guys have been doing a great job out there really on the outside. Like for nothing other than that, the rest of the race.
With short track racing here on a Tuesday night. And we are thundering and lightning into corner number one as this race kicks off officially. Oh no! Big impact to the 6 of Victor Etheridge in the top side. Tonight we are warm and toasty in Homestead, Miami Speedway, the 305. Ooh, you see damage and scrape that topside wall. It's time to go racing once again in the Ratfink Racing League as George Ross in the 79 takes us into corner number one. Action starting to pick up here off of 2. Oh my goodness, as the machine comes off of 2. It's time for the Tuesday night Ratfink Racing League.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight. Oh, the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets regular upon spur, singing out, yeah, through the night, that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave? Oh, the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Hello and welcome to the great state of Texas in week number 2 of the Ratfink Racing League Truck Series. My name is William Tiller. I am joined up here by Jacob Williams, and that first race gave us a lot of new names, but of course it was last season's champion taking that first checkered flag of the season. It's going to be 125 laps here in the great state of Texas. And Jacob, last week's race, we saw Paul White finish second in that podium, a new name. There is a lot of new names in this field again here tonight. We are in for one heck of a race.
Yeah, no, especially, we currently, based off of the timing board, I mean, we have 43 trucks again for the second week in a row. Typically the super speedways are usually the biggest, but then coming back to Texas Motor Speedway this evening, and we have again 43 guys. So yeah, it should be action packed. Hopefully we can keep the cautions down to a minimum. But we had Tom earlier in the booth, kind of chit chatting with him a little bit, and he made a very good point. Especially with it being earlier on in the season, it's really going to be the opening weeks is going to be like the proving ground for some of the newcomers coming up.
Absolutely. We saw that exact thing last week with Paul White trying to make a move on Jordan Tross. Jordan actually came out with that checkered flag as we watch warm-ups and right here. Again, folks, if it's your first time watching a Ratfink Racing League truck race, there are 3 sets of tires in the garage for these drivers. No fast repairs. Keep that in mind. And there are only 2 chances at an overtime finish, a green, white, checkered. And Jacob, we've had to use all 2 of those in multiple weeks. We'll see how this race ends here tonight. But as qualifying has wrapped up, it is time for that starting grid for week number 2 here at Texas. Rolling off on row number 1, we have...
Ooh.
Row number 2, row number 1, we have Jesse Gordon and Dakota Reeder in the 85. Row number 2 is going to feature some great names here in this second row. Row number 2 is going to have Jordan Tross, last week's winner. Different paint scheme for Jordan here tonight. And Tyler Waltz in that 4th position. Row number 3 is going to feature Justin Carey and Will Weber. We already got a sneak peek at those names just a second ago. Next row is going to feature Zach Lovelace and Ryan Godfrey. Row number 5 is going to have Tom Ringer in that 68 and David McConnell. Take it away, Jacob, for a full 43 truck field here tonight.
Ooh, row number 6, we have Jonathan Burt and Jeffrey Goodpaster. Row number 7, we have Tanner Honeycutt and Tony Burleson. Row number 8, we have Colton Miller and Colton Jackson. In row number 9, we have John Crosby and Thomas Wynn. Row number 10, we have Brandon Hinton and Ronald Hall. Row number 11, Tyler Jones and David Bersecki. Row number 12, we have Brandon Yates and Jim Smith. Row 13, we have Jim Jackson and Brian Sousa. Row 14, we have Stephen Presser and Todd Perrott. Row 15, we have Brandon Schumann and Anthony Harden. Row 16, we have Ismael Lopez and David Lewis. In row 17, Derek Underwood and Cameron Goley. In row 18, we have Keith Vaughn and Jonathan McIntosh. Row 19, we have Chuck Burley and Paul White. Row 20, we have Brent Thompson and Sean Dion. In row 21, we have Daniel McConnell and Cody Deek. Row 22, we have Zachary Wynn to finish us out for the grid this evening.
43 trucks will take on Texas Motor Speedway here tonight. A full truck field, just like last week. Jacob, I appreciate you wrapping up that full field. It was unfair. I only got the first 10. You got the last 33 after that. As the pace lights are off of the pace truck, we are waiting for that to go down pit road. After that, this race will begin with Jesse Gordon on the front row with Dakota Reeder. The Batmobile right next to a newcomer in the 85. Had a win last season. Let's see if he can get a win here tonight. As they are thundering and lightning across that start-finish line. Dakota Reeder with a slight edge across that start-finish line, but the race has begun into one.
Caution's out. Caution's out. We had quite a bit of a checkup back there in the back on the start. Let's see what happened here. And ladies and gentlemen, we've upgraded some of our systems this evening. So if you don't see the typical logos and whatnot, we are still working out that kink. So hopefully no blinking this evening. But by all means, if there's issues, let us know in the chat.
As we are under caution for the first time here tonight, let's check out what happened on this start. Looked like there was a couple of drivers still trying to warm up their tires. If we look at who that may have been at the very back of the pack, looks like somebody got a little squirrely, tried to get on the gas a little bit too hard. Just a little bit of an accordion effect. And it looks as though the one of Jeffrey, no, that's going to be Chuck Burley down there, is going to get the worst of it.
Yeah, there's a little bit of a checkup right there to our left. You know, Keith Vaughn's checking up. Chuck couldn't check up quick enough. And then you got Brent Thompson into the back of him. And then Chuck Burley into the back of Keith Vaughn.
As we mentioned, folks, before the green flag flew, there are no fast repairs for the drivers here tonight. Except for the likes of Chuck Burley, Brett Thompson down there in the 45. It's going to be a long way to go, as we're under caution for the first time here tonight on the Radfink Racing League YouTube page. And Jacob, as we have a second, we'll talk about last week's race. As I spoke about, Paul White did a great job in that race, really maintaining some of the heavy hitters we have in this series. But of course, it was Jordan Tross coming out with the victory at the end. Were you surprised at what a challenge it was for Jordan Tross?
Ooh, no, not necessarily. I mean, super speedways are, I feel like, the luck of the draw, but I mean, it's you know, we're accustomed to Jordan winning multiple races within a season, so I wouldn't necessarily say it was a surprise, but for a super speedway, it was definitely a surprise, though.
As we keep an eye out on the field, as we get ready to go green, checking out the 73 machine of John Crosby, Mr. W himself. Of course, you use that checkout code JC73 to get 10% off all your W needs. As it looks as though we may try maybe a single file restart here. Jacob, not sure what we're doing. We're getting ready for this restart here. And what may have caused that little bit of a checkup there? Maybe just a little eagerness to get going here in week number 2?
Yeah, I mean, typically you don't normally see 43 trucks in a field, and you know, at that point it takes one person, and let's just call it the middle of the pack, and then at that point it's a domino effect. And I don't. To answer your question, I don't know if we're doing a single file restart. Looks like no. At this point, they're going to start separating. The lights are out on the truck now on the pace car. But to answer your question, I would say, you know, what kind of caused that is it just takes one guy just to not pay attention, essentially. And then that's probably what it could have been, or maybe it could have been first gear, broke the tires loose, and then from that point the guy was into the back end of him and just just snowballed from there.
Snowballed into the first caution of the night. And folks, this gives you an opportunity to go ahead and grab those snacks, those drinks, everything you might need to watch this race here tonight. And while you're at it, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button. We do appreciate that. And feel free to cheer on your favorite driver in the chat. We try to keep an eye out on that during the race to keep that little fan interaction going between you folks at home and the drivers on the track here. And I know, Jacob, they do appreciate some fans out there and people cheering them on every night.
Yeah, no, again, for everyone tuning in, like and subscribe to the channel. We're always, appreciative for everyone tuning in, especially for our consistent viewers. The one that, we always try to give a shout out to every week because she's, watching every single race, and that's Mama Win. Shout out to her for always tuning in and, supporting the fam and, also giving the boys a little bit of hell whenever they don't get their restart underway.
Absolutely. Shout out to Mama Win as now we see that pace truck pulled off. Let's try this once again, folks, as the field comes roaring across the start-finish line. Dakota Reader, Jesse Gordon will take the green flag into one. We are clear for takeoff into one.
There's so many trucks in this field at this point, and there's a lot of new guys that I'm not super familiar with, so the new paint schemes, it's kind of throwing me for a little loop, but you got Jordan Tross right there off to our left, and Tyler Waltz, now the number 9, used to be the 45, going side by side, coming out of 4, down the front stretch.
As we're looking, Dakota Reader, good move to block the 1-0. Jesse Gordon at the top side of the grid. Starting to get a little warmed up now. Jordan Tross in that 3rd position. The 9 right behind them off of 2. They're going side by side for the lead already here. Jacob into 3. Jesse Gordon, Dakota Reader battling for the lead.
Ooh. And this is what we were wanting, especially towards the end of the season. We would always interview Jesse and Dakota, asking him the questions that everyone else was probably wanting to ask him. Are you guys going to run consistently? And it's super awesome to see Jesse and Dakota out front because I could see them putting Jordan on his toes this season for that championship spot.
As you see the 9 of Tyler Waltz, that's Tyler Waltz in the 9, usually rocking a different number now to the high side of the racetrack. To the low side of him, that's Justin Carey. Will Weber also in the mix up here inside of the top 10. There's Todd Brandt in the 69. He's trying to get some moves going here. As we see some movers already within the top 15. Colton Miller, he's up 4 spots in that 11th position. Todd Brandt, we're keeping an eye out on him. He's up 5 spots into the 13th position. Just in front of them is a guy who made some waves last week, Jacob. That's Ishmael Lopez. He's actually up 11 spots already. Ran a great race last week until about the last 10 laps or so. Got caught up in a caution, but already trying to make quick work of the field.
Yeah, no, Ishmael's a new face this season, and I want to say he just signed with, I do believe, no, it wasn't Win Racing. It was, Phoebe Kinwa. He signed him actually this week to his team. I don't remember off the top of my head what his team name is. But speaking of teams, another one that's been signing a lot of guys is the Win Brothers Racing as well. Thomas, the head honcho in charge, he signed Cameron Goley to his team earlier this season. And then I do believe there is one more guy. I know Zachary is on his team as well, but he signed Cameron Goley, which is a newcomer this season. So it'll be interesting to see how they shape up the pack.
Shaping up so far here in this race. Well, one of those names you mentioned, Zach Lovelace, he's up to 5th, up 2 spots. It's the drop of the green flag. Right now, we already see the 5 machine under fire. This is back in the 16th position. We'll jump to the 93 machine. He's under fire here, rocking that old school singular wireless paint scheme to the low side of the racetrack. He's trying to make some moves here tonight, trying to work through the field. It's a little bit further on down. That is the 93 we're keeping an eye out on right now. 43 trucks took the green flag as we're into 3 and 4. There's the 68 machine. Tom Ringer as well. Doing a great job here, Jacob.
Is number 88, Ryan Godfrey. I do believe he is now a part of Whiskey Throttle Racing. But let's check into him really quick, and we'll kind of ride on board because I'm looking at it right now. And I was like, I haven't seen another W Energy car besides John Crosby at that point. Let me see if I can find him really quick.
As he's having a little bit of issue there, I'll be curious to ride on board with him as well. Oh, yeah, as he keeps scraping that top side wall. Now into 1 and 2. He's a little bit on the higher side of the racetrack. You'll see as he comes off of the corner here, Jacob, this will be an awesome shot of it. He is really riding that high side lane as we're about to go 3 wide right here. Right behind him, I believe that's Jonathan Burt trying to put some pressure on him.
Yeah, just a little bit. You'll see, Jonathan Burt going past him on the outside. Looks like Ryan got a little loose. Ooh, and then
Very loose. He's got something wrong with that truck.
Yeah, Zachary Lovelace right there up into that upper wall.
As now everybody to the low side of the racetrack into 1 and 2. 125 laps here at Texas. Now off of the corner. Oh, as we're almost 3 wide right there for just a moment. Keep an eye on some of these guys trying to work up the grid. That's the 74 machine you just saw on your screen. As Jesse Gordon continues to lead the way off of 4. Across that start-finish line, we are just about 14 laps into this race, into 1.
And Mama Win always giving us the information whenever we need it. It's Colton Miller that signed with Win Brothers Racing. I knew there was one more, and we got Miller in the 8th position. So let's see if he can work his way towards that top 5 and maybe battle it out with Jordan and Dakota and Jesse.
He's actually one of our biggest movers of the race so far, up 7 positions up to the 8th spot. Right behind him, Jonathan Burt in John Crosby, right behind Jonathan there in the 10th position. He's also up 7 spots as the drop of the green flag as we keep an eye out on Tyler Waltz. A little bit of a number change for that 54 machine, now rocking the 9 as we're off of the corner. As we're under caution now, Jesse Gordon in that Batmobile slows the field down as we check out what brought out our second caution of the night, and it looks like that might be Cody Deek involved with this.
Looks like Cody got a little loose coming through 1, and they just ended up, Paul White ended up tapping Cody at that point. We'll run it back from a rear view.
And Paul White finished second in the field last week at Daytona in that debut race. Looks as though it's going to be incredibly difficult to replicate that here tonight as we watch what brought out our second caution of the night.
Oh, shoot. Now I'm showing other people wrecking as well on my feed that I got coming up. And once we view this contact, we'll see what's going on. Oh, goodness. I got a lot of red on my screen. Will, let's take a look at this. Let's see what happened. We entering the pits? Just stopped on track. Oh. Whoo. I thought that was a truck about to hit the backside of Jesse Gordon at that point. It's just the pace car. Huh. No, I wonder if it was just because he was stopped on track is what the issue was.
As it looks as though Dakota Reeder will be our race leader as Jesse Gordon went down pit road. It will be Dakota Reeder, Jordan Tross, Will Weber, Colton Miller, Jonathan Burt, John Crosby, Ryan Godfrey, Ronald Hall, Zach Lovelace, and Brandon Hinton, now our top 10. Interested to see what may have happened there. Sean Dion, Zachary Wynn, Paul White, David Bersecki, David Lewis, Keith Vaughn. Of course, Chuck Burley was involved in that first caution. These are some of the names that are now on the tail end of the grid. As now we watch the 69. Todd Perron's back there as well now. Very crazy things already happening early on in this race, Jacob. 2 cautions so far. There's about 16 laps into this race. And boy, with a 43 truck field, we were kind of thinking about it coming in, but no fast repairs, folks, for your favorite drivers out there. Only 3 sets of tires, only 2 attempts at the green, a white checkered. And right now, I'm liking what this field's given us so far, Jacob. Of course, the 2 quick cautions, but we're seeing new names, old names, veterans of this league, all mixed inside of that top 10. Of course, with Dakota Reeder was a part-time driver last year, picked up a victory in that as well. Jordan Tross was our last season's champion. Then, of course, we have Will Weber, who's probably more known for the Next Gen series. Colton Miller, that new signing to Win Racing. Jonathan Burt's a new name. John Crosby, of course, Mr. W himself. Ryan Godfrey is a new name here in the series. Ronald Hall is another new name. Zach Lovelace, and of course Brandon Hinton. So it's a great mix of newcomers, veterans, and champions inside of that top 10.
Yeah, no, that's the one person that I'm shocked to not see out front. That is going to be Tom Ringer. He's kind of hanging out in the back, roughly, in the 24th position. So it's interesting to see him back there. But it's typically not uncommon to see Tom just kind of hang out back for a little bit and then work his way towards the front. But Will, lights are out on the pace truck, and I'll let you take it away.
Let's try this restart again. Dakota Reader, Jordan Tross will take us to the start-finish line. They battled all season long last year. Let's see if they're going to battle once again as the field goes racing into 1 and 2. Dakota Reader with the early edge into the corner.
Man, sometimes. Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say Jordan Tross is already under fire by Will Weber, who now jumps up to second. Now side by side with Jordan into 3 and 4.
Then you got John right there on the backside too. One of the typical names that we usually see towards the front. See if John can end up getting past Colton Miller at this point.
As we're getting a little squirrely off of 4 now across the start-finish line once again. There goes the 73 to the inside of Colton Miller. There's John Crosby getting squeezed on the low side. Watch the rest of the field starting to fan out just a little bit here. 9 of Tyler Waltz to the top side.
My goodness.
Wow, look at that.
God, dog. Looks like a big old hornet's nest back there. Like, it's literally, you got to keep your head on swivel, because if not, right there, you're going to end up checking into one another. Going to go 3 wide, pass up 4 wide right there, coming through the tri-oval. Someone in the grass.
Wow. Almost 4 wide on the racetrack there for just a second.
Oh.
He's loose there on the apron. Ooh, it's getting very squirrely there on the tail side of the grid. There goes Todd Perrant. He's in a 3 wide situation as well.
Oh, my goodness.
Everybody's wasting no time as 120 laps here tonight. Wow, what a shot.
Going 3 wide, going into 3 and 4 right there. Almost. Oh, gosh. Goodness gracious. Whew. Man, what a...
Yeah, there's no way I could talk over that beauty that was the sounds of these trucks here at Texas Motor Speedway. The sights and sounds of the Ratfink Racing League as we're into 3 and 4. Oh my goodness, Jeffrey Goodpasser just got blocked as well. So many blocks, so many passes happening on the racetrack right now. We'll jump up to the 5 machine of Brandon Hinton. He's in a battle as well. As now Jonathan Burt, we're watching that scoring and timing just flip over there on the left side of your screen. These drivers are really going at it here tonight.
Yeah, Jonathan Berg right there going side by side with Ryan Godfrey. Right there. Again, some of these newcomers with the new paint schemes get me a little tripped up. Jonathan Berg and Ryan Godfrey going at it.
Whoa!
Oh, into the wall.
Truck in the wall. Truck in the wall now in the grass.
Oh, Stephen.
Wow.
No, Ronald Hall. Ronald Hall at that point. Let's see if does the caution come out?
We're still green. We're still rocking. All right, green flag still on the racetrack.
Yeah.
As Ronald Hall just bounced off the top side wall into the infield grass. Boy, it is quite a battle right now on the racetrack. Only 24 laps into this race. Another battle taking place right there. That's the 16 machine. The 21 of, I believe that's Justin Carey in the 21. To the inside of the 16. There's Jeffrey Goodpasser in the 1. Tom Ringer just ahead of them in the 68. Oh my goodness, Jacob, we're about to go 3 wide again.
Oh goodness, hold on to your seat, Jeffrey, or not Jeffrey. Yeah, well, no, Jeffrey is in the picture. And then Brandon Schumann into the backside of Brandon Yates at that point, and then you got Justin Carey on the outside coming through 3, about to exit out of 4.
As we are now exiting, oh my goodness, as Jeffrey Goodpasser gets sideways off of 4. We'll ride on board with Justin Carey, see how he's feeling this race. Oh my goodness, as the look of intensity. We'll ride on board now with the 21 machine off of 2.
and that wall coming out of 4 is notorious for always biting me. And then whenever you come through 1, you got to kind of get on the brakes a little bit. And then if you get onto the throttle too heavy, you're going to start getting loose. No, he did a good job. Ooh, you got Brandon Yates right there.
Where did he come from? Come flying from the top side of the racetrack. I was just about to say you can't really pay attention to anything going on to the outside of you. And just as I was about to say that, here comes Brandon Yates scorching across the screen in front of Justin Carrier. Just as I was about to say that, as to the low side of the racetrack. We'll jump back up to the leaders, though, as Dakota Reeder continues to lead the way. Jordan Tross in that second spot. Will Weber currently holding on to that third. Then we see about a bit of a drop-off there from third to fourth, about a second now. In that fourth position is now being consumed by Colton Miller in the 93. He's holding off John Crosby for that fifth spot. But as we cross that start-finish line, make it a lap 30 going into 1 and 2.
90 more laps to go. They have a long night ahead of them, but keeping it relatively clean, especially with how big this pack is. I mean, going 3, almost 4 wide every turn. Ooh, Tyler Waltz right there on the backside of Brandon Schumann.
Oh, we just had a truck in the wall, too, right in front of John Crosby. I'm not sure who that was. It was the Singular Wireless machine. He's very slow on the racetrack up there with John Crosby.
That would be Colton Miller.
Colton Miller, as now he's still in that 6th position, but I did see him with a little bit of issue there, make contact with the topside wall just in front of them. Look at that battle going on between John Crosby and Jesse Gordon. That's 2 heavyweights of the Radfinger Racing Truck Series going at it. And we'll get a courtside view as we ride on board with Colton Miller. And of course, folks, you see that on your screen. Make sure to use JC73 for 10% off all your WD. Oh, boy. As a little bit of an oversteer from Colton Miller there. Got very squirrely on that wheel as he keeps an eye out on the 73 machine just ahead of him as we come off of 2. In front of him is the Batmobile, and he just appears to be getting a little loose there, Jacob. Colton Miller, that Singular Wireless machine, looks as though he's ice skating a little bit here in Texas.
Yeah, just a little bit. Oh, I see smoke coming out. I wonder if someone was entering the pits or got a little loose. Ishmael Lopez looked like he had come in a little hot. We'll run that back really quick. Well. Oh, yeah, came in a little too hot.
Very hot, as it looks as though he's loose off of 2, so maybe he's got some indicators telling him to head down pit road. You see him try to get down to the apron, and I think maybe he just hits that apron going a little bit too fast there.
Lock, yeah.
Ooh, good save. Good save out of the 16.
Yeah, really good save.
Great drive. I love the paint scheme as well, rocking the white Goodwrench tire paint scheme. You don't see that as much there, Jacob. It's always the blacked out. The white looks nice as well.
It does indeed. Ooh, Jesse Gordon always, I mean, he just drives the wheels off of his vehicles. Sometimes, in my opinion, overdrives a little bit, but man, he knows how to drive them.
As we are off of 4, Jesse Gordon actually does some real-life racing, and in those interviews, we've gotten to know him a little bit, Jacob, and he's mentioned to us he does figure 8 races, and all I can think in my mind is the demolition derbies that used to run figure 8s, where you just have to cross paths with other drivers throughout the entire race, avoid other cars throughout the entire race, and it's probably why it makes him so good here racing the trucks.
More than likely, I have noticed the guys that do race real life, I mean, they definitely, they're a lot more competitive than like guys like myself. I mean, if you were to put me up against Jesse Gordon, he'd probably blow the brakes off of me.
As we talk about somebody blowing the brakes off of somebody, here's Tyler Waltz. He's actually up to 4th. One of our biggest movers of the race. Actually started 4th. He's actually down to 20th. Read that a little, going a little bit backwards there in the 9. Number change, paint scheme change there for the 54. Trying something new here tonight. And it looks as though, to me, Jacob, he is fighting a little bit of tire wear and getting pushed to the top side of the racetrack as we have another truck on the inside of the racetrack there on the start-finish line.
Yeah, busting out the lawnmower at that point. That was the 05 of... I do not know who that is. Steven Prosser. Looks like he just got a little loose at that point.
As it appears to me that Dakota Reeder is starting to lose a bit of ground on Jordan Tross in that 79. We're starting to slow down just a little bit, which tells me that green flag pit stops are right around the corner. You'd have to assume, as some guys have already taken that early window, as we continue to keep an eye out on the field.
Yeah,
currently.
The pit window was roughly about 43 laps, and at that point, Dakota Reeder hasn't pit yet, so I mean he's going to have to be coming in pretty soon, not in the next few laps. But then behind him, you have Jesse Gordon and David McConnell at that point, who both Jesse took 2 tires and David McConnell took 4. So it'll be interesting to see how long Jesse can stay out and possibly make or create a bigger gap between him and Dakota.
Whoa, and keep it. Oh, is that a kick of the hill machine on the racetrack right there in the 38? Oh, man. Shout out to that paint scheme. I had a whole thought and a whole analyst of the race, but boy, that paint scheme got me there in that 38. What I was going to say there, Jacob, before I got distracted by an awesome paint scheme, favorite cartoon, by the way, King of the Hill, favorite TV show, is watch out for drivers slowing down on the racetrack, especially drivers that are racing this topside lane, because they're going to have to get down pit road, and you're going to have to maneuver through some traffic on the racetrack to do so. I'm interested to see if we can stay green throughout this whole pit window. I don't think it's going to happen, but we'll have to wait and see here.
I will be super shocked if we do. Right there, you got Tom Ringer, Brian Sousa, and then, ooh, Brandon Yates get a little loose. Oh!
As we're still clean so far, no caution flag on the racetrack.
Ooh, that made me pucker a little bit. God, there's so many trucks.
Crazy race here tonight. That is David McConnell in that 38. Actually, he's our biggest mover of the race. No wonder why the paint scheme got me. He's up 27 spots as a drop of the green flag.
That is crazy. Oh, you got.
Whoa.
Oh, who was that entering the pits? You got. I think that might have been Colton Miller. No, Colton Miller. Is it Colton Miller? No. Colton Miller's a singular. See, these new paint schemes are tripping me up. Typically, I'm Johnny on the spot, but right now, everyone. No, Colton Miller's in the singular, and he's entering the pits right now. We'll watch him. Hopefully, he doesn't come in too hot.
As we're starting to see these pit stops happen right now. Brandon Hitton, Ryan Godfrey, Colton Miller, David McConnell, Cameron Gully. Some of the names that are down pit road currently in this first window. We are green so far here, 42 laps into 120 from Texas. This is week number 2. We've had just about 2 cautions so far here tonight. This is the green flag pit stop window. We're right up on it right now, maybe give or take a few laps. There we go, another taker down pit road. I believe that is Thomas Wynn in the 71 down pit road.
Yep, Thomas Wynn entering, and then I do believe Zach, Colton Miller exiting the pits. Zach ended up staying out.
Clean so far here in this pit window. We've already seen the second wave go down. There's probably going to be about 3 to 4 waves, depending on how early. There goes the 97. That's Tony Burleson down. The leader's still out. Looks as though the top 10 have the top 5 to about the top 7 have the same pit strategy right here, Jacob. They're all going to probably wait till about lap 46 to 47 to head down, which is about 2 to 3 laps from now. And I do assume it's from the lack of having to battle so many trucks. as compared to some of these guys that were in Hornet's Nest here for the first 40 laps of this race. These guys have had smooth sailing, not much to have to deal with up here in the top 10.
Yeah, no, it's kind of single file action. I'll be interested to see how everyone starts exiting the pits and who's going to get lapped and who's not, and then at that point how the leaders are going to deal with lap traffic. So it should be interesting to see as this race progresses.
At 45 now, we'll watch Dakota Reader, Jesse Gordon. If anybody heads down, looks like Dakota Reader will head down in the 85. Jesse Gordon stays out. Jordan Trost down pit road as well. Oh boy, did they make contact?
I don't believe so. I think Jordan got super close. Let's run it back really quick.
Wow. Wow. As you watch the 85 pull down pit road, we're going to watch this replay here.
Ooh, heavy on the brakes.
79 gets squirrely. Oh boy, what a save. We're seeing great saves here tonight.
Yeah.
Jesse Gordon is the only truck still out there that hasn't headed down pit road. We have seen just about everybody head down. There may be a couple more stragglers, but Jesse Gordon was a part of that lead pack that hasn't headed down here, Jacob, and the laps tend to tick. He spoke about that last week. Sometimes these strategies backfire on him. He's still able to work through the grid, just like SVG did in that cup race this last weekend. He does have that ability to work through the field, but here tonight with 43 trucks at Texas, it might be an incredible challenge as, again, he opts to not head down pit road, still out as he leads the way here on lap 48.
I am super shocked we've only had, I'm going to speak this into existence in 9 chance out of 10. It's going to come back and backfire. Super shocked we've only had 2 cautions. Really, especially, I don't, unless if...
Whoa, we might have a caution right there.
Oh.
John Crosby trying to work through some slowed trucks to the low side of the racetrack. There's the 7. That's Honeycutt. Ooh! Boys, Will Weber almost makes contact with the 52 machine of Brandon Schumann off of 4.
God,
See, this is that mix of slow trucks and fast trucks. We're starting to see that mesh. Oh, as they make contact right there across the start-finish line. Will Weber just threw a little elbow in the paint to get the 52 out of the way.
Yeah, and Tom Ringer just kind of watching it happen unfold. Right on board with Tom really quick.
Watch this move. Yeah, just gave him a little elbow, a little people's elbow out of the way right there. As he goes to the low side of the racetrack. That might have been incidental as we watched.
Yeah.
That might have been just a little bit of just he went too low and came back up a little bit too high. I don't think that was on purpose.
No, I don't think so either. And I think he also kind of hit that grass too and got a little loose.
As we keep an eye out on the action here live once again. Brandon Schumann still inside of the top 10. Todd Perront up there as well. Tom Ringer, Honeycutt, Waltz, Carey, McConnell, and Jesse Gordon still out there. Absolutely. That includes the good transition right there at lap 52. It's time to run through the field. As you just spoke about, there are 4 retired trucks in the garage. That includes the 45 machine of Brett Thompson, the 32 machine of Keith Vaughn, the 4 of Chuck Burley. Shout out Chuck with all the awesome work he does on the RFRL League website. And Ronald Hall has parked his truck in the garage as well. After that, we have Ishmael Lopez. He is still out on the racetrack as well, trying to hang on there in the back of the pack. Derek Underwood, David Lewis, Cody Deek, Jordan Tross is a lap down there in the 79 machine. So is Dakota Reeder, Jim Smith, Colton Jackson, Stephen Prosser, Tyler Jones, Jonathan Burt, and Jim Jackson all a lap down. That leaves Brian Sousa as the last truck on the lead lap in the 27th position. After that, we have Jonathan McIntosh, Zach Lovelace, Tony Burleson, Cameron positions in the 23rd. Oh my goodness, what's happening right now as I was running through the grid? Wow, 4 wide on the racetrack into 3 and 4. Wow, this is crazy. That's Tanner Honeycutt, Tom Ringer, Todd Perront.
Tyler Waltz right
Tyler
there.
Waltz,
Brandon Hinton.
Brandon Hinton. Wow, Jacob. Craziness here into the corner.
Ryan Godfrey. Whew, man.
There's Tyler Waltz in that new paint scheme up to 3rd. Tanner Honeycutt, Tom Ringer, Todd Perront up 22 spots. And I got to shout out Mr. White. He is up 30 spots as the drop of the green flag up to 8th. Paul White finished 2nd last week at Daytona. Now currently inside the top 10. And just behind him, shout out to the wins, we have Zachary Wynn in the 11th position, up 32 spots since the drop of the green flag. He is our biggest mover of the race so far, but it looks as though he may be down pit road. There he goes. Same thing with Tanner Honeycutt. The two of them head down pit road as we're starting to see those stragglers now run to the end of their window. And that does include our leader who did head down just a little while ago, Jesse Gordon, currently down pit road in that Batmobile. With Jesse Gordon down pit road in the 1-0, that makes now the 74 machine of David McConnell, our leader on the racetrack. Justin Carey currently 2nd, Tyler Waltz 3rd, Tom Ringer 4th. Brandon Yates, our top 5. As we're going to ride on board now with the 73 machine of John Crosby. Doing pretty good here tonight, up to 11th. 6 spots to the good. It's the drop of the green flag. He is off of 2, now down the backstretch. We'll see if he can work through the grid as now David McConnell, our race leader, heads down pit road. Same thing with Jeffrey Goodpaster. He's down as well. We'll see how it all shakes out. Sean Dion as well. Some of these names starting to fall off of that leaderboard. Jacob, that could leave the 73 as the new race leader.
It very well could be. I'd be super happy for John to get the lead at that point. But man, I'll be honest with you, it's there's a lot of heavy hitters now this season. So John's gonna have to put on his big boy pants and get his way towards the front.
As Paul White heads down as well in that 25, he'll relinquish that spot inside of the top 10. That leaves Justin Carey as now our new race leader. Tyler Waltz currently in 2nd, Tom Ringer 3rd, Brandon Yates 4th. Tom Ringer now up to 2nd. Tyler Waltz now down pit road in the 9.
Mama Wynn's over here getting onto us where we were talking about people, and she's telling us don't jinx him.
Brandon Yates down pit road in the 66 as well. That's going to move Thomas Wynn up another spot here on the grid. Ryan Godfrey, Brandon Hinton going at it inside of the top 10, just around the 71 machine. As now we see Tyler Waltz head down, Brandon Yates head down as well. Names are starting to drop. We'll see who shakes out. Justin Carey now down pit road, our race leader. That's going to leave Mr. Consistent as our current leader on the racetrack. The 68 machine of Tom Ringer, our new race leader.
Ooh, check in with Mr. Tom. But now, when was the last time that Tom ended up pitting? Let's take a look. 44 laps since pit. So, but he only got fuel last time, so he might be able to squeeze out a couple more laps, or he might be coming in this lap right here. Yeah, he started.
Justin Carey, David Bersecki down as well. Yep, there he goes right there. You called it, Jacob, as the 68 machine of Tom Ringer heads down. He'll relinquish that spot. That'll leave the 93 machine of Colton Miller, a new signee to that Wynn Racing team. Now currently going to be our race leader here momentarily.
Ooh, Ooh, Singular Wireless out front. I don't think in a million years that would have been on my bingo card of seeing a Singular Wireless truck. That's for sure.
Fun fact, if I do believe Singular Wireless were the first ones, maybe I'm wrong. I think that was Nextel that did the chirp chirp. Singular was great. They were great. There goes Jeffrey Goodpaster trying to get some laps back there in the one. As now Colton Miller leads in that 93. John Crosby currently in second. Will Weber in third. David McConnell up to the fourth position. Brendan as well as the caution flag flies. Oh, boy. Wow, we are shocked up here in the booth. That is a big, big caution. That's going to put everybody back together here at the halfway point. And for the guys who just headed down, oh boy, Cody Deek gets loose off of 2 and slams that nose.
Yeah, maybe not too much damage at that point, but dang. Cody's been running actually pretty well, and it's unfortunate, last week at Daytona's race, he was out front the majority of the race until that last lap coming through 3, and then unfortunately Jordan dove down into that lower lane and left his drafting buddy high and dry at the end of the race.
Whew. As we get a breather up here in the booth, I am William Tiller. I'm joined up here by Jacob Williams. He is a lead producer and commentator here at the Ratfink Racing League. Jacob, week number 2, boy, Daytona was fun. We love the palm trees. We love the heat. We go to a state that's even hotter in Texas. And I feel like the racing has gone up a level as well. And just there has been no lulls or really moments to even breathe in tonight's race.
No, especially with how big the field is. I mean, every time we're changing views, drivers. There's something happening every corner, down the tri-oval, down the backstretch. So yeah, no, it's this race has definitely been a lot of action packed. If you were to ask me.
We have a lot of takers down pit road here in this window, and I'd have to assume you're basically getting what you didn't get there in that green flag pit stop. As we see a lot of guys, John Crosby, Will Weber, Colton Miller, Tony Burleson, they all elected to head down pit road. As we watch this race off of pit road, there goes Thomas Wynn in the 71 as well. And folks, what happened there, you're wondering why your favorite driver is down pit road again, is because in those green flag pit stops, your ultimate goal is to get off pit road as quickly as possible and hope for that next window to come as soon as possible, whether it be a caution flag or another run. And for these guys that did a quick stop out of the pits, this is the time to go ahead and get what you didn't get. Get your truck right here for this run, because it's going to be another run. I'd have to assume another 25 to 30 lap run close to the finish of the race that you need to prepare for, or else you're going to get left in the dust.
Man, David Bersecki, 2 minutes and 42 seconds worth of damage he has been working on. But also, is David... He is on the lead lap. Man, look at him go trying to get all that damage fixed. I did not realize he was caught up in some accidents.
I think he was in the mix of some of these accidents we saw. I don't think he took heavy damage, but I think it's just a culmination of damage throughout the race for that 92. As you watch Jesse Gordon there is having a bit of an awkward restart. See what's going on there with the 1-0, the Batmobile. He's now down to the 31st position on the racetrack. Very interesting to see. As we get ready for this restart, top 10 on the racetrack will be David McConnell, Brandon Schumann, Anthony Harden, Tanner Honeycutt, Tom Ringer, Justin Carey, Tyler Jones, Todd Perrant, John Crosby, and Paul White. Mr. White back up to the 10th spot on this restart. Be interested to see how much speed is still left in some of these trucks and how much more speed was added to the trucks that just went down pit road.
Yeah, you see the stragglers trying to well, I was about to use some inappropriate words, so let me rephrase that. Hauling butt, trying to catch up to the lead.
Hauling donkeys to
yes,
the lead. There we go.
There you go. Take it away, Will.
As the pace truck pulls off, it will will be David McConnell, Brandon Schumann, Anthony Harden, as David McConnell with a great jump over the 52 across that start-finish line. A bit of a check up there for the 77, Anthony Harden right behind them, but it will be David McConnell in the 74, clear sailing into 1.
Ooh, yeah, and Tom Ringer right there on the backside of Anthony Harden. We'll see if Tom can be able to make that pass going down the backstretch, and looks like he's going to be able to make that. And then you got John Crosby and Justin Carey right there behind him as well.
Yeah, watch out for the 73. He is going to be a rocket on skates, now up to 6th. I'm going to keep an eye out on him on that scoring and timing. He's trying to go for another position. He's going to get lockjam by Justin Carey there in the 21. Tom Ringer up to 4th. There he goes again to the inside of the 21. He is just going to let that thing run as we're off of 2. He'll get around the 21 machine of Justin Carey. Now has his sights set on the 68 machine of Tom Ringer, as Tom Ringer is side by side with the 77 into 3 and 4.
Then you got Paul White. Ooh, Paul White, Tony Burleson. No, that's not. Excuse me, not Tony Burleson. That is Todd Perrott. And then Daniel McConnell going side by side. You know, coming out of 4 through the tri-oval and now through 1 and 2.
So Anthony Harden, the 77, he keeps that spot. We see McConnell in the 38. He's holding off that top 10. As you mentioned, Todd Perrott trying to hang on to the top 10. He's feeling some pressure. There goes the 25 as well. I believe that's the 38 machine. David McConnell, he cracks inside the top 10. He's up 32 spots since the drop of the green flag. Trying to get up to another McConnell. That's David McConnell, who leads the way in the 74. Anthony Harden now knows the 73 is to his inside. He moves up the racetrack to let the faster truck by. There goes John Crosby again with another position on the grid. And there goes Tom Ringer to the inside of Brandon Schumann. He's going to try to make a run for the 2nd spot into 3 and 4. There he goes to the low side of the racetrack.
So we'll pull this up real quick. This is a new plug-in from my buddy at, I don't remember his company name, but Shane Cochran. He makes a lot of the plugins that you guys use, or that we see that we use on the broadcast. But so what this is showing is, you know, the pace of John Crosby, how long it's going to essentially take to get to David McConnell at that point. And right now, John is gaining roughly about 0.05 of a second. Not much, but it's showing also the gap between one another, and then also it's going to show, you know, if he continues this pace, if John continues this pace, he will catch him in 6 laps.
Oh, absolutely. It's a 73 to the low side. Looking like SVG at Watkins Glen. He's just moving and grooving through this field, as now he's locked to the backside of the 68 machine of Tom Ringer. Tom has to know he is there. At a certain point, Jacob, caution's out! Caution's out for the 4th time here tonight. That will change things. That will slow down the 73 for just a little while. As the 4th caution of the night waves here at Texas Motor Speedway. We'll get what happened to you in just a moment. Wow, Jacob, what a timely caution that is.
Yeah, I'm showing, let's see here. Let's see. Oh, Will Weber.
Oh, and Todd Perrott. Will Weber and Todd Perrott appear to get entangled, but it doesn't appear to be much damage on the 2 of those trucks. I'm trying to see who that is to the inside of the 40. Because you see right there is a truck just in front of Will Weber. To the inside, that's the 00.
Zachary Lovelace. And then Todd Perrott, and then Ryan Godfrey right there behind him.
And we'll see what happens here, Jacob, into 3 and 4. Keep an eye out on this replay here, live on the Ratfink Racing League YouTube.
Ooh. And I mean, Lovelace doesn't really have anywhere to go at that point. Unfortunately, Will, I think, just came down just a touch. And we'll do the chase. Yeah. Ooh, maybe netcode?
I don't know. That looked like a little bit of a solid contact right there.
Yeah. Maybe, yeah. He just comes down
close.
Just a touch. I mean, and at that point, he gets into the side of Todd Perront.
Very, very close right there.
Let's see if I think Todd ended up saving it. Yeah. Good for Todd.
As we are under caution here for the 4th time. Only 4 cautions here at Texas. As we watch McConnell lead the way, John Crosby 2nd, Colton Miller 3rd, Brandon Schumann 4th, McConnell, another McConnell in 5th, Anthony Harden 6th, Thomas Wynn in that 7th position.
Woo!
Lovelace in 8th, Godfrey in 9th, and Will Weber, who we just saw involved in that caution, he is in that 10th position. We're going to have just another lap to go here under caution. For the 4th time, looks like the pace lights are off, so we'll go 2 by 2. And Jacob, as we are counting down the laps here, I believe this will make it lap 74 when we go green of 120. I'm not seeing any real big names popping out here. We've seen a couple guys have some great runs up the grid, but nobody really showing out. I'm curious to see here on this restart if John Crosby can get a good rocket launch as he usually does.
Yeah, no, typically, I don't know where. I mean, I don't know what happened to Jordan, but Jordan's in 26. Same thing for Dakota Reader. I wonder if that last caution, whenever that came out, and they ended up pitting, just put him so far down at that point, and everyone was able to stay out, and they weren't able to get their laps back.
Yeah, I do believe they went a lap down. Maybe they were still down pit road when that caution flag flew, or just about, and that would have put them a lap down because the leader would have passed them exiting pit road. As we are ready for this restart, it will be McConnell, Crosby, Miller, Schumann, McConnell, Harden, Wynn, Lovelace, Godfrey, and Weber. As the lights are off, the pace truck will pull off here momentarily as we come around corner number 4. It will be McConnell. Crosby, as the green flag is in the air, as McConnell in the 74 takes us into 1, as a battle for second already rages on between the 93 and the 73.
Going side by side through 1 and 2. Anthony Harden right there. Zachary Wynn. Caution is out. Showing Jim Smith. Ooh, hit the brakes. Check up, check up, check up, check up.
Oof, we were ready to go on that restart, I could tell.
Yeah,
We were ready to go.
Still gas pedal on after the caution is flown for about 4 or 5 seconds. Let's take a look here. Oh. Ooh. Oh.
That's Dakota Reader.
Yeah, Dakota Reader, and then Jim Smith. Unfortunately,
Jordan Cross was involved in this as well.
That's kind of shocking as well. Let's take a look at Dakota Reader. If I can get him.
Looks like just as the no fear paint scheme. Wow, I haven't seen that in such a long time. What a paint scheme night this is here tonight.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Jim Smith is going to get that highlight for the 27.
See what happens here. Is it a little bit of a checkup? Oh, Tony Burleson comes down just a touch.
I think it happened just in front of the 85 there.
Oh, Jeffrey Goodpasture gets to the back end of someone. Yeah, checkup right there. Tony Burleson unfortunately gets him turned. Yeah. Ooh.
And as we see other trucks at the top side wall. That is that 27 machine of Jim Smith. Tyler Waltz gets through there with, I think, no damage there on the 9. This is very interesting, as now Jesse Gordon heads down pit road. We see Jeffrey Goodpasture down there as well. Honeycutt, Prosser, Dakota Reader down pit road. Underwood, Deke, Sean Dion down there as well. And Jacob, this is very interesting to see. You know, some of those big names we had talked about coming into this race now find themselves in positions that they rarely find themselves in. I'm talking about the 79 of Jordan Tross, the 85 of Dakota Reeder. There's some big names now at the tail end of this field.
Yeah, no, and what we'll do is really quick, if I can get this pulled up quick enough. Let me get Mr. W Energy himself into the broadcast booth really quick. Hey, John, you got a copy?
I sure do.
Hey, you're live in the booth with myself and Will. Hey, tell us how the track is tonight. I mean, I know we're on the 5th caution of the evening. We'll kind of make it real quick because I know we're about to go side by side. But man, 43 trucks this evening for the 2nd week in a row. Tell us how the track is.
Track's fine, I think. The truck's a little tight on exit, but other than that, it's pretty good. Dirty Air is a killer, but other than that, it feels pretty good.
Good. How's I mean, do you see a difference with this amount of trucks on the track this evening, or is it just, you're just going to stay in your lane and just work your way through the field?
Yeah, just kind of staying in my lane, doing my thing. It's fun having a bunch of people, but obviously there's going to be more cautions, which is understandable because we have 43 people. So, but yeah, no, it's definitely fun with more people, I think.
Awesome. Well, Will, you got anything for Mr. W himself?
John, we saw you there running through the field just as we went under caution again. Do you feel like you have the best truck in the race so far with the speed underneath those wheels?
At the moment, I think I do. If I can get the lead here, I'll be happy. If not, I'll just keep working on it and see where the fuel ends up. I got 32 laps of fuel left, so it's going to be weird.
It's going to come down to the wire. But, John,
Yes, it is.
we'll get you back with your team, and we appreciate you joining us, and best of luck to you, sir.
Awesome. Thank you, guys.
Yes, sir. Thank you. That was the driver of the 73 machine, John Crosby, as we're ready to rock and roll here on this restart. It will be David McConnell, John Crosby, Colton Miller, Brandon Schumann, another McConnell, Anthony Harden, Zach Lovelace, Thomas Wynn, Will Weber, and Godfrey, our top 10. But here comes McConnell in the 74. He's ready to rock. So are we as we're across the start-finish line here at Texas. Now back into one on lap 78 as we see that battle between the 52 machine and the 93 of Colt Miller now raging on. They're side by side into the first corner. There goes John Crosby to the top side of the racetrack. He talked about wanting to get the lead here on this restart. Let's see if he'll have enough here down the backstretch into 3 and 4.
Ooh, and then Colton Miller right there working his way up through the field. Roughly up 11 spots from the start. I'll see if he can keep it clean. Brandon Schumann right there as well.
As I'm watching this right here, this is very, very sketchy to me. As we see drivers on the top side of the racetrack, they're trying to inch back down to the low side. John Crosby now our race leader off of 2 down the backstretch.
Man, it's going 3 wide. 3 wide, like multiple rows.
There goes McConnell to the inside of the Schumann in the 52. There's Miller, McConnell, Harden, Lovelace, Wynn, all on your screen right there. Godfrey, Will Weber. They're all being featured. Anthony Harden in the 77. They're all inside of the top 10. Oh boy, there's a lot of checkups happening inside of that top 10. Jacob, very, very nerve-wracking for all the drivers.
They're going 3 wide down the backstretch. Woo, man.
Oof. Oh my goodness, 3 wide here into 3 and 4, counting down the laps now.
Ooh.
Just about 40 laps to go. Caution's out. Caution is out for the 6th time here tonight.
Ooh, I wonder who that was involved. But you could see, we'll wind it back. I thought Thomas was about to try and make the pass on Anthony Harden coming right here. And luckily he didn't, but he got kind of... He was ready to shoot that gap a little bit, but he just didn't have enough pace to be able to squeeze it. But whew, I thought he was going to do it.
As we are under caution for the 6th time, we're going to check out what brought that out. Look at that. Wow. Just racing off that corner.
I'm not showing anything on my end. Let's see here. Ooh, maybe Mr. Jim Smith?
Jim Smith in the 27, rocking that No Fear paint scheme. Looks as though it's going to be a bit of a dust up there coming off of 2. But I'm not sure if it's going to be him or maybe the 85 of Dakota Reader. Keep an eye out here on this replay to see.
Oh,
It's the 05 into...
Tom Ringer.
Oh, Mr. Consistent himself, the 68, who was running inside of the top 10 just a little while ago. And he's just going to get caught. Man, he never saw that coming, Jacob. The 05 just came from the low side of the racetrack. The 16 was to his inside. I don't think he ever saw the 05 come up the racetrack.
I don't think so either. And then it looked like the 16 was going to come down just a touch. No, 05 just came over the top and just whoop.
Gotta say, that is quite the ad placement, though, for the RFR League.com. If you haven't already, go check out that website you see on your screen right there, right before this, the AXA paint scheme with the 85. Go check out that league website. It is fantastic. All the details you're going to need for this race. There it is right there on your screen.
Sorry about that.
Go check that out. Point standings, statistics, if your driver's hot, cold, whatever the case may be, there's streaks that they're on. There's overall ratings of drivers. There it is right there. That is that wonderful website that we have rocking there as well. And you see that next race in now. I mean, that's fantastic. That's a live view of the actual race that's happening now. So this is just a fantastic. Go check that out after the race, during the race, whatever you need to do to keep in touch with everything going on here at the RFRL League.com. Jacob, that is that blows ESPN away, I'd have to say.
Yeah, this is Chuck Burley's baby right here. This thing is so sophisticated, and like I'm a part of the admin group, and it's gotten to a point now where like even myself, like Chuck has to walk me through this, and I feel like I'm pretty tech savvy within reason. And Chuck has added so many features to this thing where in the Discord there's all sorts of notifications popping up, and I'm like, the hell is going on here? Like, when did we implement this? I mean, Chuck Burley just eats, sleeps with this website. It's super impressive. We couldn't have done it without him.
Oh, and I'd have to say, that's the most polished website I've ever seen of any league. Even iRacing's actual official website, it's not even as polished as that. Just the amount of time and effort that Chuck puts into that website. That's Chuck Burley. You'll see him in that Ford machine. I have to assume if you need any website needs, go hit up Chuck. I'm sure after seeing that website here at the league that you're going to want your website to look like that as well. But we are ready to rock and roll here. Once again, we are 2x2 on the racetrack. Let's run through that top 10 before we go green here once again. John Crosby, Brandon Schumann, McConnell, Anthony Harden, Zachary Lovelace. McConnell again in that 6th spot. Godfrey, Weber, White, and Justin Carey in that 21. He stays lingering inside that top 10 here tonight. We'll watch as though the field gets ready to rock here. As Jesse Gordon, he finds himself just outside of that top 10. I'd have to assume he's about in the 15th or 16th position. Watch that Batmobile here on this run. But John Crosby, Brandon Schumann, they're ready to go. There goes the 73 with that rocket restart. We are always in sight to see as he goes into 1 and 2. Brandon Schumann currently in that 2nd spot. McConnell and Harden, they'll go battling for that 3rd spot. 3 wide into 1 and 2.
Ryan Godfrey right there on the backside of the 40.
Whoa!
Oh, my goodness.
They make contact.
Oh, my goodness.
They make contact. Will Weber makes contact there with 25.
Jordan Tross back in the top 10. He was in the 26th position. He has worked his way through the field.
Jordan Tross, he got his lap back, just stayed calm, cool, and collected throughout this race. Now, as the laps begin to tick down, this is go mode. This is where you need to go. You can't save anything in the truck. You're probably going to get one more window of opportunity to head down pit road, whether it's going to be in a caution or a green flag pit stop. But this is the time where you need to use everything left of this truck to try to increase your position on the grid. As now we're off of 4, single file. We're just a moment inside of this pack. John Crosby continues to lead the way with Brandon Schumann in that 2nd spot. Justin Carey there in that 21. He's doing a great job here in tonight's race, currently up to 7th. But Jacob looks as though we're single file. Nope. We'll go back there just in that 4th position. Anthony Harden now going at it there with, I believe, Lovelace in the 00. A lot of battles. Justin Carey, he's under fire there from Lovelace as we're off the corner.
Man, there's so much happening. My feed right now is this person's past this person, this person's past this person. I don't even know who to turn to at this point.
As everybody is just moving and shaking around the grid. It doesn't matter if they're inside of the top 10, top 15, top 20. Everybody's trying to get a better position to finish lap 88 here, now off of 2 here at Texas, week number 2 here in the Truck Series. As there goes Cody Deacon, the 13. He's trying to make some lemonade out of some lemons of a race that he's had here tonight. 13. This is all the points. The points add up. So even though you've had a, let's just say, quote-unquote, crappy race, you can still maybe get a top 15. Oh, there goes a caution once again. Caution flag is out. It's a big pileup. Big pileup on the entry of 1. We'll see who's involved with this in just a moment. There's Tony Burleson in the 97. We see him limping off with heavy damage to the nose of that truck, and it looks as though, don't say it now, Jacob, is Thomas Wynn going to be involved in this caution?
I think he misses it. Oh,
let's see the 71.
Oh, Tyler Waltz just absolutely gets T-boned.
And the 71 avoids it to the inside. Oh, my goodness.
Man, Tyler Waltz just absolutely. Oh, does Zachary Wynn make it out of there? Oh. Maybe a little bit of contact.
See what happened there is Will Weber is going to get caught up.
Ooh, brakes. Okay, he locked it up and he was able to make it.
Boy, Tyler Waltz there in the 9. He is just not liking Texas here tonight. It's not a racetrack that I don't think he wants to come back to in the 9. As he's just had a rocky road of a race. He found himself just in the mix once again, trying to crack inside of the top 10. Same thing with Will Weber.
Ooh.
And they're just going to collect each other off of the corner. I mean, just on the straightaway. And Tyler, oh no.
Yeah, Tony Burleson just kills him.
And I can just imagine Tyler Waltz had his hands up looking at Will Weber because they were straight on looking at each other there for a second. And then out of nowhere, he just gets cleared out of the picture. Essentially ending the race there for the 9. This is quite a view here. You get to look right in the windshield for just a moment. And there you go. Cleared out of the way. Wow. As we are under caution now for the 7th time here live on the Ratfink Racing League YouTube page. I am William Tiller, joined up here by lead producer and commentator Jacob Williams. And Jacob, I mean, of all the moving and shaking we've seen here tonight, the lead changes, the caution flags, the new names, it is that man once again finding himself just outside of the lead and his last year's champion, last week's winner, Jordan Tross, now up to 2nd.
Ooh, I don't know how this guy does it. I mean, I always just like to pick on Jordan. He's like that little brother that like you want to put in a headlock and give him the good old noogie and whatnot, because somehow Jordan just pulls it out of his hat. I have no earthly idea. And, you know, kudos to Jordan because, I mean, he was down in the 26th position, but now it's going to be – here, let's take a look to see when the last time he pit. 18 laps, and then Jesse was 13. So Jesse has a little bit fresher tires, I do believe. Man, it's going to be tough. I wonder if Jesse's going to end up having a little bit more pace than what Jordan's going to end up having.
Yeah, I was just about to say, as we're highlighting the 79 machine of Jordan Tross, it didn't even dawn on me that the 1-0 of Jesse Gordon's now inside of the top 3 as well. These two guys found themselves both a lap down. I would have to say probably in about the 25th or 26th position on the racetrack. We were keeping an eye on the 73 of John Crosby, who of course found a lot of speed. But these two just out of nowhere all of a sudden appear right back inside of the top 3 like nothing even happened.
Yeah, no, they made it through the chaos, and ultimately they're back out front, which, whew, I tip my hat off to them.
Well, it is time to get boot scooting once again here in Texas as Justin Carey, Jordan Tross. We look at Jesse Gordon, Brandon Yates, Lewis. We haven't called out his name at all here tonight in the 53. Colt Miller in the 93. Thomas Wynn in the 71, still inside the top 10. Honeycutt there in the 8th spot. Brandon Hinton in the 9th position. And McIntosh, who was excited about tonight's race in the 09, currently in that 10th position. But we're going to race it down. We got just about under 20 laps to go as Carey Tross will take us to the drop of the green flag. Justin Carey's done a great job here tonight. Great restart, but boy, he's got some dogs behind him into 1 and 2.
Ooh, a little bit of a checkup from Brandon Yates at that point. And man, there's I need to get back there towards the middle of the field because it is a hornet's nest. Right there, you got Todd Perrant. You got Colton Miller passing him on the outside. Tanner Honeycutt in front of Colton. And then right there, Jonathan McIntosh on the backside of Todd Perrant. And then going side by side through 3 and 4, you got Brandon Hinton and Thomas Wynn. And then Zachary Wynn behind a little bit of everyone. Looks like on the backside of Zachary Wynn is going to be Paul White. And then Mr. W Energy himself, John Crosby.
As we have a lot of moving pieces on the racetrack right now. There's the 25. East to the low side. We're 3 wide here inside of the top 15. Carey continues to lead. Ooh. Jesse Gordon right there as well. What a race we have here as we're off of 4. Keep an eye out on this top 15. This is Anthony Harden. John Crosby's in this mix as well as we have a truck in the wall. Keeps it together though. No caution flag here on the racetrack. As it looks as though Jesse Gordon is now right on the back bumper of the 21 machine of Carey. He'll make a move into 3 and 4, and Jesse Gordon is inching to side by side with the 21 into 3 and 4. They almost make contact on the apex. They'll drag race down the front stretch here at Texas. Nobody wants to give up the lead as we cross the start-finish line, still side by side into 1 and 2. Jesse Gordon on the high side of the racetrack, Carey on the low side. Still side by side, still side by side, still holding, off of 2, still now drag racing into 3 and 4. These two are doing a little line dancing here in Texas. You step, I step, we step together. They are 1-2 on the racetrack. They do not want to leave each other's side as we are off of 2 down the backstretch. Jesse Gordon and Carey. Now they relinquish. Jesse Gordon, our leader, into 3 and 4 as we check back inside of the top 15. Jordan Tross holding on to that 3rd spot. What a shot. Now down the front stretch here at Texas. This field goes into 1 and 2, making it lap 98.
Ooh, then you got the teammates of Thomas Wynn and Colton Miller right there. Oh, Colton Miller gets Brandon Yates' turn.
That's going to bring out a caution. Just wait to see.
No, Brandon Yates saved it.
Ooh, what a save out of the 66. These are some skilled drivers here tonight. I'm sure he is not happy about what happened, but what a save. What an avoidance of the rest of the field there from the 66.
Now we'll run this. This is a little bit further back than what I'd like, but we will run it in real time. Oh, yeah, he got it saved, but man, almost got turned all the way around.
Looks as though he'll be all right. He's just going to get back up to speed here. He's going to have about 21 laps to do so.
Ooh, Thomas Wynn right there on the backside of Jordan Tross. Look at him go.
There goes the 71 machine. We're right on board with Thomas Wynn, who's right on the back bumper. He can see the lead from his windshield. There he goes to the high side of the 79, off of 2. He'll have the battle for the position. They drag race. Thomas wins super fast into 3 and 4. He'll take that spot from Jordan Tross in the 79. Here goes the 79 to the inside of the 71. He said, you can have it for just a second. I want it back, as they're drag racing, the two of them, for the 3rd spot into 1.
Oh, Jesse Gordon into the wall at that point. Jesse's going to end up losing the pace needed. Then you got Justin Carey right there on the backside of him.
Wow, that was close. That would have been disastrous for both drivers, as the 21 got very, very close to the back fender of the 1-0 of Jesse Gordon. Here comes Thomas Wynn. He had to check up to the backside of the 21 machine of Justin Carey. Now with that check up, there goes the 79 right on the back bumper of the 71. We're across the start-finish line into 1 and 2. Jacob, as Jesse Gordon still leads the way.
Yeah, then you got Jordan Tross and John Crosby. Jordan is just losing a lot of positions, just honestly from being on those older tires. But, whew, man, the front side of this pack is battling it out. Right now, we got Thomas Wynn in 2nd, baby.
Thomas Wynn currently in that 2nd spot. Thomas, do not look in your rear view mirror, because they are right there. As Jesse Gordon continues to lead, the battle for 3rd rages on. No, it doesn't. John Crosby takes that spot up to 3rd. He's now on the back bumper of the 71 machine of Thomas Wynn. It is Gordon, Wynn, Crosby, 1, 2, 3 on the racetrack with 18 laps to go. 3 wide off of 2.
And, yeah, going 3 wide down the backstretch. Brandon Schumann, a lot of pace. Let's kind of check in to see the last time he hit. Man, he is.
Whoa! We're 3 wide. 3 wide.
Brandon
3
Schumann.
wide for 2nd.
Yeah, it's been 12 laps since Brandon Schumann had pit, so he has a lot fresher tires than everyone.
There he comes. He's to the high side of the 79 machine of John Crosby. He's going to catch the draft of the 1-0 coming off of 2. Let's see if he'll keep this run going down the backstretch. The 73 machine of John Crosby has a great run as well. We see the 77 of Anthony Hart. He pulls out a line there down in that 7th position. Justin Carey now down to 8th. He just got flushed out of this move. It looks as though there is going to be a move to the inside. As Brandon Schumann, Jesse Gordon, John Crosby. Oh, there goes Schumann. Schumann's the new race leader into 1 and 2. Brandon Schumann leads the way, but not for long. There goes the 73 machine of John Crosby to the inside.
Thomas almost got Jesse Gordon turned a little bit, but looked like Jesse was a little loose coming out of 2, just trying to drive it hard.
Thomas Wynn to the inside of the 1-0. Jesse Gordon. This is a battle for 3rd. 1-2 is Brandon Schumann and John Crosby.
Oh, we got lap traffic. Oh,
boy. This is getting hairy at the end right here. Is Jesse Gordon now going to put the pressure back on Thomas Warren in the 71? They are side by side. We do have a battle for another position right behind them. That's Colton Miller in the 79. Of Jordan Tross, they're going at it for a spot. Thomas Wynn, Jesse Gordon, they're going at it for a spot. John Crosby continues to lead the way, but not for long. Brandon Schumann to the inside of the 73. He's going to take the lead. They're going side by side off of 4. This is a battle for the race lead across the start-finish line into 1 and 2.
Ooh, now you got the teammates of Colton Miller and Thomas Wynn side by side going through 1 and 2, and then Jesse Gordon out front. Hopefully, Thomas did. Oh, and then you have Jordan Tross.
Whoa! Jordan Tross just made contact with the backside of the 71. They're 3 wide into 3 and 4. Lovelace back in the mix as well, up to 6.
Oh.
They're 3 wide. Oh, boy. As the 0-0 makes contact with a 79 across the start-finish line, Thomas Wynn comes out of this clean, still in that 5th spot. We are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, single file on the racetrack as the battle for the 6th position rages on between the 79 and the 0-0. John Crosby continues to lead the way, but he is not checking out with this race, not at all. As Brandon Schumann still on that back bumper into 3 and 4.
Ooh, man, right there. Then you have Dakota Reeder, probably, what is he, multiple laps down? Brandon Schumann and then John Crosby right there. Whew, man, that was insane.
Absolutely insane in the membrane as we are into 1 and 2. John Crosby now, he may be putting the pedal down just a little bit here. We're starting to see his speed increase. Did a great job of saving during all that battling, all that moving of positions. He is starting to lay it down here with less than 11 laps to go. as you see Brandon Schumann in that 52. And I think, Jacob, as we're coming into a little bit of lap traffic here, that's going to slow some of these guys' momentum, as now the 79 is going to look to the inside of the 71. Jordan Tross will take that spot away from Thomas Wynn. Thomas Wynn, he's doing a great job of fighting, though, staying inside of this top 5. He will, I'd have to say, Jacob, it looks as though he will finish inside of the top 10. He just has to hold on here for just a few more laps. Doing a great job of fighting Jordan Tross into 3 and 4.
Don't jinx him now, but let's go through the middle of the pack and just kind of see how everyone else is shaking up, because I don't want to jinx anyone right now in the top 10.
Jump back here, check out some of the guys that are trying to get great finishes. Justin Carey in the 21, he's now down in the 13th position. He's going backwards on the grid just a little bit as we check out some of these guys here still out on the racetrack. Great moving and shaking out of these guys so far. A lot of new names here in this race. There's Will Weber, he's down to 24th. Tyler Jones, David Bersecki, Brandon Yates down there. Cameron Gully is in the 19th position. Zachary Wynn is in 18th. Paul White, 15th position. Justin Carey, as I mentioned, in the 13th position. But also big guys making moves here as we wrap up this race. Daniel McConnell, he's up 31 spots. There's a drop of the green flag currently inside the top 10.
Ooh, David McConnell, Daniel McConnell, Thomas Wynn, Zachary Wynn. Who else am I missing that are brothers in this league? I want to say that there's Tony Brent and there's another Brent. There's a father-son, Colton Jackson and Jim Jackson, I do believe. A lot of relatives racing with one another this evening.
As now we look at that timing to the left side of your screen, it's just impressive. John Crosby, I mean, it was a tight battle. It was an airtight battle. He got out in the lead and then essentially just had a NOS tank sitting in there somewhere and just let that thing go. Because he is just galloping all by himself. Nobody around him into 1 and 2. We're counting down the laps here. Just about 7 laps to go. As mentioned, use that code JC73 for 10% off all your Dubby needs. And as we're off of the corner down the backstretch, I don't want to call it just yet, but the 73 machine, this is how he wants to start the season, Jacob. He wants to get an early win to keep that momentum rolling.
Yeah, no, I think at this point, John's going to be able to have enough pace to stay out in front of Brandon Schumann. But then we'll see if, sorry, I lost my train of thought, if Jesse Gordon's going to be able to catch up to Brandon Schumann.
Keep an eye out on Thomas Wynn as well in that 7th spot. He seems to be finding a little bit of speed here as this race wraps up. If he can catch the draft of the 79, he could get a top 5 finish out of this race, and probably one of his best finishes so far, as he's doing a great job this season. The 71 machine of Thomas Wynn did great at Daytona here this week as well, so you want to stay consistent. Shout out to Tom Ringer last season with the 68, wrapped up all of those consistent finishes, ended up finishing 3rd in those point standings, just ahead of John Crosby. As we're into the corner here now, John Crosby, as mentioned, now has built that lead to about almost a second and a half with less than 5 laps to go into 3 and 4. We are essentially single file all the way down to the 15th position.
Got Zachary Wynn and Cameron Gully. And Thomas Wynn just hanging on still.
That top 10 looks to be a lock, as we're now off of 2. Colton Miller currently in 4th, Jesse Gordon in 3rd, Brandon Schumann in that 2nd spot, John Crosby leading the way. But there is a battle for second raging on between these two guys, Brandon Schumann and Jesse Gordon. I just saw a little okey-doke action out of the 52. The 1-0 trying to get around him, but as John Crosby crosses that start-finish line, we invite you to throw those 3s up. Rest in peace to Dale Earnhardt, because we got 3 laps to go here in Texas. John Crosby takes us off of 4. 73, Mr. W himself will make it 2 laps to go. Brandon Schumann and Jesse Gordon continue to go at it for that second spot. Colton Miller currently in that 4th position. Zachary Lovelace in 5th. Jordan Tross 6th. Thomas Wynn in 7th. We also have Anthony Harden and both McConnells rounding out our top 10. What a finish that would be out of the McConnells. Oh boy!
Oh.
Almost a caution. Almost. Wow.
Oh my goodness.
As it looks as though the 00 wants a little payback from the 93. But the white flag is out here at Texas. John Crosby will have a nice parade lap off of 2. Battles inside of the top 5. We'll keep an eye out on right now as we're off of the corner. Brandon Schumann, Jesse Gordon, Colton Miller, Zachary Lovelace. This is for... Oh, as Jesse Gordon scrapes the topside wall. That will all lock in the 52 machine of Brandon Schumann.
Is Colton Miller going to take it? Is he going to take it? Oh,
Miller to the top side, but the 73 machine will come off of 4. He will get his first victory of the season. John Crosby wins at Texas.
Ooh, man. What a freaking race. Wow.
John Crosby had a, as Jesse Gordon does a little spin off of 2. I feel like that's going to be a little rivalry as the season ticks along between the 52 and the 10. They were really going at it there to end that race.
Oh. Yeah, it looks like Jesse was just kind of doing a little bit of a Tokyo drift going through 1 and 2.
I think he may make contact after the start-finish line with the top side. No, he doesn't. Yeah, exactly. You called it right there. A little drift in here at Texas.
It's that little dirt action that he's used to.
There we go. He let that wheel go. But to highlight our winner, John Crosby in the 73, last season, I'd have to say, was a little disappointing for John. I mean, it was a great season, had some wins there, but wasn't really ever in that championship contention. Finished just 1 point shy of finishing on the podium for that championship. Here this season, looks as though he is a man on a mission. Had great strategy here tonight, avoided all the hornet's nest, all the battles, and I think he saved during all those battles as well, because it looks as though when he got out to the lead, Jacob, he said, "This one's mine, I'll see y'all boys in a minute," and he checked out, winning the race by almost 2.5 seconds.
Yeah, no, what a great finish from John, as always. But no, great finish from John at the end of the day. It's good to see him back on the podium, because I know towards the end of last season he wasn't really having the finishes like he thought he was going to be able to get. But no, turned out really good.
John Crosby takes the checkered flag here at Texas. Brandon Schumann, we watched those battles at the very end, comes home second. And Jesse Gordon in that Batmobile continues this great season here in week number 2, coming home in that 3rd spot. And shout out Thomas Wynn, who will come home 7th here tonight inside of that top 10. But what a shot we have here at the start-finish line. Both W cars now highlighted at the start-finish line. Shout out to both drivers representing W Energy. If you haven't already, make sure to use that JC73 checkout code for 10% off all of your W Energy needs. And I got to say, Jacob, if that W Energy powder makes you race like this, I might go buy some myself.
I need to go buy some as well, because yeah, I could use the little extra experience behind the wheel compared to some of these guys. But man, what a race that was!
Oof. What an absolute race that was. I mean, just on edge. We had folks watching at home as well that were absolutely on edge as well. Nerve-wracking. Nerves were on an all-time high. We were nervous up here in the booth. We were on the edge of our seats the entire 120 laps, and I love it when it's like that, Jacob. There was never a moment where it was dull. Somebody was leading by multiple seconds, and you just kind of count the laps down to the finish. This one, we almost didn't want it to end, because there were just battles every single lap and every single position on the racetrack.
Yeah, no, and that's what I'm trying to, look for some events to be able to show Jesse's pass. And I mean, I mean, everyone's passing everyone at this point. This is the longest list I've ever had on a broadcast, so it's a little difficult to find. But I have found one, and we will get Sir Jesse pulled into the booth. Jesse, you're there?
Yeah, I got you.
Well, how's it feel to be on the podium?
After that whole mess and debacle of a race, I will take it. Granted, I had some mistakes of my own entering pit road and stuff, but the one where we pitted under green, it was I called it out. I'm pitting, and the guy behind me had no clue that I was in front of him, and he was gonna clobber me. Otherwise, so I had to speed up because I saw him in my mirror just coming, and so I was gonna just, all right, versus getting wiped out, I gotta just speed into the pit. So it was unfortunate, but we battled back, and at the end there, I had a little tire deficit. Wasn't able to keep the lead, but I was able to hang with them and hoping they burned up their tires, which they kind of did, but I still had nothing for them. My tires were gone.
Oh, sorry. I was yeah, so with it being a 43 truck field, I mean, with the green flag pit stop, I mean, what I know you had briefly mentioned, possibly a little bit of some contact. What strategy did you end up having to make to progress, further towards, or not further towards, but move your way more through the field at that point?
Really, it was try and get my lap back after that whole debacle, getting speeding on pit road and trying to avoid a wreck. So, that put me behind. And then once there was a caution, a lot of those guys like Jordan and them, they got the wave around, and I was stuck behind some cars that didn't pit, so I didn't get the wave around, and I had to hope for a lucky dog situation, and luckily got it. But after that, it was just kind of altering tire strategies. I took lefts initially, then I took rights, and then the final stint there, when I came down to top off on fuel, I decided to take lefts again. So I pretty much had equal 4 tires, but they were just 2 or 3 laps on them, and that's what I ended up with. So in order to gain track position and opposite strategy of the leaders, that was the only thing I could do.
Gotcha. Will, you have anything for Mr. Jesse?
Yeah, Jesse, we saw you at the end there really go at it with the 52 machine of Brandon Schumann. Is that something that we're going to keep an eye out here the rest of the season, or was that just kind of the last couple laps, just the both of you guys just really racing it out?
Yeah, we were racing it out hard. It was a good battle. I was trying to get second just to get maybe some extra points and cushion to Jordan because he was still back there and I don't know 5th or 6th. So I was trying to pad a little bit more, and I was a little faster than him because he burned his tires up, I think, trying to race with John. So I was running alternate lines and trying to, undercut some situations off of 2, and ultimately it was just aero battle at that point, and I was almost by him, but just racing hard right there, I burned my tires up, and I almost lost 3rd that last lap. So I was like, all right, I'll just settle for 3rd.
Well, you do come home with another podium here tonight. And Jacob, anything for the Batmobile before we let him go skiing for the next race?
No, Jesse, I always love seeing you out on track and putting a lot of these guys on the edge of their seats, and always appreciate you racing hard and being super competitive within the league.
Yeah, thank you. Definitely try and run as hard as I can without causing, any damage or wrecking people. And there were some situations that were a little sketchy, but we made it through, and we were just trying to move our way to the front as fast as possible. And it's a hard fought battle out here with a lot of these guys. They run really fast themselves, and it's good to race with these guys.
Well, any special shout outs or recognition like we always do every week?
Just you guys for putting on the broadcast, my sponsors at home here, and
Obviously, all the racers that finished top three here. Congrats to John and Brandon.
Awesome. Well, Will, anything for Jesse?
No, I appreciate it, my man. Good luck next week and great run here tonight.
All right, thanks, guys.
That was Jesse Gordon, the driver of the 1-0, aka the Batmobile. But it is time to catch up with the man that he raced with all the way down to that final corner. The man who does top that 1-0 of Jesse Gordon, Brandon Schumann in the 52. And Brandon, I would have to say that's probably one of the most intense races we've had here at Ratfink. Take us through your point of view of tonight's race.
Well, being how it usually goes, I was one of the quicker ones in practice, like within the top 3, and then qualifying, I tried a different strategy. I tried tanking my first lap so I can try and cheese the tires, but that didn't really work. So we started from the back here tonight, and from there it was just kind of manage mode and avoid all the chaos, and hopefully the right opportunities opened up, and it seems like they did, and I threw myself off a strategy from other guys taking fuel so I could pit later and have the freshest tires overall late in the run, and it just kind of fell into my hands with those cautions at the end too.
And I have to say, just closing down the race there, we saw you in the battle for the lead with the 73 of John Crosby, and then John tended to just pull away. Did you feel that maybe the 73 was holding back just a little bit and then just let it go once he did get out to the lead?
Definitely could have, but another thing too is just the clean air. Clean air is king, and my God, the dirty air here is just uncontrollable because it's almost as if they've gotten to the point where 1.5 miles are starting to become drafting tracks. So I'd like to say if depending where you guys were looking at, we saw a little bit of Tex Dega today because we saw a little bit of side-by-side racing and a little bit of drafting all over the place.
Oh, absolutely. We saw 4 wide, 3 wide, whole shots. You're right. This is Tex Dega, right? For sure. Well, Brandon, Jacob, did you have anything for Brandon, who now finds himself inside of the top on the podium here tonight? This could start a little momentum run there for the 52.
No, Brandon, congratulations again on your podium finish. It's good to see you up there, and then it was a hard fought battle, because seeing on my relatives and everything, you started in the I was going to say in the back, but we had 43 guys, so
towards the back.
yeah, a little ways towards the back, but you ultimately ended up getting yourself through the chaos and got yourself on that that second place spot. So congratulations again, and like we always do every week, and I want to say whenever you did get the podium a while back, we didn't do this with you, so I apologize. But any special shout outs or team recognitions this evening for the guys that got you, or family relatives that got you on the podium this evening?
First off, I got to thank Premier Setups and 180 Flood Drive Properties. They always get it done over here, the 52 camp. And then also got to thank my tire whisperer, John Freeman. He has taught me a lot with saving a right front, but unfortunately I wasn't able to do that late in the race, but I'll salvage a P2 out of it. And then also got to thank my buddy Tristan and my parents, and then also last and foremost got to thank my girl Q, and then I also got to thank you guys for always putting on a great broadcast. Can't wait to go back and watch it.
Appreciate you, sir, and congratulations again, and have a good evening. All right.
Alrighty, thank you.
That was the driver of the 52 machine, Brandon Schumann. And I gotta say, Jacob, I always appreciate the shout out to the girlfriend or the wife, because if you don't do that, you might not be racing next week.
Ooh, I know I always have to give mine a shout out every Tuesday and Thursday, because if not, I won't hear the end of it.
He knows. Brandon knows, as the 52 machine comes home second here tonight. We might see him in the podium a couple more times the way he's been racing so far here this season. But the man who is already off to a hot start got a victory underneath his belt already quicker than last season. The 73 machine of John Crosby. And John, we saw you there just basically check out with the rest of the field with about 10 laps to go. Just take us through this, one of the most high octane races we've seen so far.
Dude, that was pretty nuts. I didn't know what to do there. I was kind of panicking, not gonna lie. We had a caution with like 90 to go, I think it was, or not 90 to go, 90 laps in, so like 30 to go. And I was like, there's gonna be another caution, I guarantee you. And I was like, you know what, we're gonna pit for tires and kind of gamble here and see what happens. Because with my luck, if I stayed out, we wouldn't have had a caution, or if I pit, we would have had a caution. But luckily, it worked out. So, but yeah, no, that was a lot of fun. I didn't expect to win, but in practice, I was slow, and then qualified 17th. So did not expect to win this.
And I saw you basically have essentially an SVG run through the field. That caution came out, killed your momentum. You had to do it again. We talked to the 52 machine of Brandon Schumann, and I would say, without giving away too much strategy, were you sort of saving in those battles? Because it seems as though once you got out to that clean air, you just checked out and nobody had anything for you.
A little bit, not like crazy save, but I was in 3 and 4. You can flat foot it through there, and I didn't want to do that because you get so tight off of 4, and people just burn up their stuff really easily. So I'd say I was saving a little bit, but not a lot.
Wow, another great victory. And Jacob, Mr. W himself, is making that sponsor really work for their money here, picking up another victory in the trucks. Anything for Mr.
out.
W?
I ran out.
Oh, he ran out. He's going to reorder.
John, congratulations again on the win this evening. And I had said it myself, and I think you know me well enough. I will be the first one to say, towards the end of last season, we kind of saw you fall off just a touch. But now, do you feel like this is the momentum you were needing to be able to get back towards the front and possibly win the truck season championship?
It would be great. Like you said, at the end of the season there, I just didn't have great luck. But yeah, it's definitely a momentum builder here. So I think I'll be in contention, but there's some really good guys in here. So we'll see what happens, but we're going to cross our fingers and hope we can keep this going.
Heck yeah. Well, John, any special recognition or special shout outs that need recognized this evening?
I want to thank Rat Fink quite a bit. So I think you guys know we've started our own league, and the guys in Rat Fink have helped out so much. And I cannot thank everyone at Rat Fink enough. It's just unbelievable the support that we can get. And you guys for broadcasting this, you guys do a great job. And then Whiskey Throttle, these guys are awesome to race with. I love the vibe that we have. And we can just talk to each other and have fun. And then Dubby for being on the truck tonight. So but use code JC73 for 10% off. Feels like I haven't said that in forever. I don't like that. Kind of came out a little weird. But yeah, use that at checkout when you order some Dubby. I do have Dubby. I just don't have my water to mix it with. So I haven't ran out yet. So, but yeah, no, use that and that would help me out greatly, help Dubby out greatly, and yeah, I would really appreciate it.
Sweet. Will, any last closing comments?
Well, this might be a bit of an old reference here, but it's like Bugs Bunny with the secret sauce. You drink that, you turn into Michael Jordan, and I think he drinks the W Energy, turns into Dale Earnhardt. I don't know, but he's doing a great job here this season. Great run, John, once again. Congratulations on the victory.
Awesome. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
That was the driver of the 73 machine of John Crosby, and I think that was too old of a reference there. A little Space Jam reference, Jacob, here on the 25th anniversary of Space Jam. As we are all but wrapped up here tonight, it is officially time to run through those official results before we close out tonight's broadcast. Of course, our top three featured John Crosby, Brandon Schumann, and Jesse Gordon. After that, we have Colton Miller coming home in the 4th position. Zachary Lovelace will be our top 5. After that, Jordan Tross finishes outside of the top 5. Very rare to see out of the 79. Thomas Wynn comes home 7th, Anthony Harden 8th, and the biggest mover of the race will belong to Daniel McConnell, who will come home 9th, up 32 spots since the drop of the green flag, almost the entire field. David McConnell will come home 10th, Justin Carey 11th, Brian Sousa 12th, Jonathan McIntosh 13th, Tanner Honeycutt 14th, Brandon Hinton 15th, Paul White, Mr. White will finish 16th, Todd Perrott 17th, Cameron Gully will finish 18th, Zachary Wynn will finish 19th, but also up 24 spots as a drop of the green flag. David Bersecki will finish 20th. Brandon Yates 21st here on the racetrack. We're getting into some guys a couple laps down. Tyler Jones 22nd, Will Weber 23rd, Stephen Prosser 24th, David Lewis 25th, Jim Jackson, Colton Jackson. Oh, the two Jacksons also finished back to back. Cody Deek 28th, Dakota Reeder 29th, Derek Underwood 30th, and then we get into a list of guys that just wish this race just ended a little bit quicker for them. Tom Ringer, Ryan Godfrey, Tony Burleson, Tyler Waltz, Jim Smith, Ishmael Lopez, Jeffrey Goodpaster, not a name we see in this pack of trucks, Sean Dion, Jonathan Burt, Ronald Hall, Chuck Burley, shout out to Chuck, though, the webmaster of everything RFRL League, Keith Vaughn, and Brett Thompson will be our 43rd truck finishing here tonight. And Jacob, boy, I don't think we ever went to commercial. We never broke here at Texas. We stayed live the entire time. There was never a dull moment. Even races off of pit road. An absolute thriller of a race here tonight.
Man, and to be honest, I'm messaging some of the admin guys, 43 drivers, 2 weeks in a row. And we'll pull up this race recap really quick. We had, I think, what was it? 7 cautions. It's not the most ideal number, but, for being an iRacing league and having 43 guys, and I don't know if there's a standard or not, but I'll take it, because I've been in some other leagues where it's half that size and it's 13, 15, 16 cautions, and to only have 7, that's I give these guys who race this evening, and unfortunately the ones that their night ended up getting called a little earlier than what they would have liked. Kudos to everyone that kept it clean, hard fought battles. Every time we were turning around, there was someone passing for position, and just ultimately there was battles everywhere on the track this evening.
And to just basically ring home what you were just talking about, you look on your screen right now, folks, if you're still tuned in with us here live on YouTube, the most laps led belonged to Dakota Reeder with 34 laps led. That's the only man that led the most laps, and he still finished in the 29th position, Jacob. And then we have guys, Jesse Gordon, Jordan Tross, who were both a lap down, that somehow came back up through the field to get top 10 finishes. Just an incredible drive all across the grid. Just looking at every name, we had our biggest mover of the race finish in 10th, up 32 positions since the drop of the green flag. It's just an incredible drive out of everybody here tonight. Exciting from start to finish. I don't think we could have asked for anything less here at Texas.
No. This was, for the second race of the season. Yeah, man, this was a hell of a race if you were to ask me.
Wow. As John Crosby comes home with the victory for Whiskey Throttle Racing, 27 laps led. He comes home with the victory here tonight. As we get ready for week number 3, Jacob, and without checking that schedule, we are heading to
We are headed to Las Vegas.
Ooh, Sin City. There we go. So we leave the great state of Texas to go to Sin City. That is Las Vegas. And it is, folks, going to be a little bit of a different race. I would keep an eye out on the 1-0 of Jesse Gordon. A little bit flat over a racetrack Vegas is. Doesn't have very high banks like Texas and Daytona. So watch out for the Batmobile next week. But also watch out for some of these new names making waves early this season. But once again, it is the 73 machine of John Crosby with that JC73 discount code for 10% off all things Dubby. Before we wrap things up, Jacob, any final thoughts on an incredible race here in Texas?
No, it's definitely a shakeup of a season. I mean, we had Jordan Tross win the Daytona last week, and then he finished in 5th. Excuse me. But it's good to see John back out on top, and it's just it's a great way to start the season ultimately. But we'll see how next week shapes up to be at Las Vegas, and then we will go from there.
Absolutely. Week number 3 of the Ratfinger Racing League Truck Series continues on at Las Vegas next week. But if you want to stay tuned to all things iRacing, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. We have Next Gens coming up on Thursday. But until then, I am William Tiller, joined up here by lead producer and commentator Jacob Williams. For all of us here at the Ratfinger Racing League, we wish everybody a great night. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you at Las Vegas next weekend. All right, everybody, welcome once again to the Ratfinger Racing League on Tuesday night. My name is William Tiller. I am joined up here in the booth by Jacob Williams.
Drivers, start your engine!
All right, boss man, fine hold. Fellas, so have a good day today. Like I said, load all the fans, and thank you guys for coming out here. We got a great crowd today. Everybody listening at home. Leave it all out there. Everybody enjoy the race. Get it all done all day long. Get ready to go. Good feeling about today, guys. Stay focused, be smart. You guys have been doing a great job out there. Really on the outside. Like for nothing other than that, for the rest of the race.
We're short track racing here on a Tuesday night. And we are thundering and lightning into corner number 1 as this race kicks off officially. Oh no! Big impact to the 6 of Victor Etheridge in the top side wall. Tonight we are warm and toasty in Homestead, Miami Speedway, the 305. Ooh, you see damage and scrape that topside wall. It's time to go racing once again in the Ratfinger Racing League as George Ross in the 79 takes us into corner number 1. Action starting to pick up here off of 2. Oh my goodness, as the machine comes off of 2. It's time for the Tuesday night Ratfinger Racing League.